AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Decision Critical, Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge and all over Louisiana. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Amber Wilson of ESPN Radio will be here in 28 minutes from right now. Lee Sterling later this hour with his best bet. See what he likes on LSU and Texas A&M. We'll get to all that coming up here in just a smidge. Billy Lucci, 1 hour from right now as well. We'll head to College Station, get a check-in on the Aggies. Muse, do you have our Christmas music? And hopefully it's not the canned, crappy, awful thing that you played yesterday, whatever that was.
Yes. Again, look, my bad, man, on that. You know, it's just, it was right there.
You were not prepared.
Yeah, but it was right. Yeah. Well,
shocked. You were not prepared.
It was right there, though.
You were not prepared. You did not have Christmas music ready.
So
I'm guessing you don't have Christmas
right
music here now either. Or we have anything good?
Oh wait, I haven't muted. My bad. There we go.
What is this crap?
This is Christmas song.
Awful.
I think that's
worst Christmas song ever.
It's just a loop of classic Christmas songs. So
okay.
I think that's what yeah, there it is, Christmas song.
God, I hate this song.
You do hate you have voiced this before.
I hate this song.
You also don't like Christmas music.
That's true.
So I mean,
yeah. We have a long-standing tradition on the show that we don't talk about the NBA till Christmas because the NBA shouldn't start until Christmas. So we play Christmas music because clearly the only reason that there's NBA games to talk about is because it's Christmas, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. And Merry Christmas. Pelicans stink again. It's just like they're just a team that is on loop. It's the same thing. Like, Pelicans had good first half. They went to the break with a lead. Stop me if this sounds familiar. They get blasted in the third quarter because for some reason, no matter who's the coach, who's the players, they suck in the third quarter, dig themselves a hole. They got outscored by 19 in the third quarter. It was 41-22 in the third quarter. So they go to the fourth, down 8. Great rally. Tie the game. And then they can't finish down the stretch. By the way, Antonio Daniels, by the way, in the broadcast said it perfectly. Ja Morant gets unlimited dribbles and unlimited space. It's true. He's Ja Morant. He's a great player. But it was a 2-point game. The Pels need a stop. There's like 30 seconds left in the game. And Sadiq Bey is guarding Ja Morant. Yeah, that's going to go well. At the top of the key. And Ja goes right around him. And instead of shuffling his feet to try to get position, Sadiq Bey just does this awful Olay wraparound like you're going to strip the ball from behind move. And Ja goes right to the hole, finishes, they're up 4, and then never got closer. It's just the same thing over and over again with this team. Yves Missi got hurt, because of course he did. I probably should have done this, but I took a picture of my screen and tweeted and was like, "We are so back." And people are like, "Man, that's wrong." And you're right. You're right. That was wrong. That was wrong of me. Man was hurt. Man was hurt, and I shouldn't have done that to him. Look, there it is. Pull it up, Paulie. We are so back. I mean, Yves Missi just screaming in pain, grabbing his foot. Because of course he is. I mean, this organization is just a poop stick on loop. Why do I watch? Why do I care? I don't know. Just give me Graf. Just give me Graf. Whatever. Give me Graf.
Inbound to Poole. Poole hounded by Howard. He gets into the front court, steps back, and another splash for Jordan Poole right at the top for three.
By the way, no JD.
Yeah, I noticed that.
No JD. That's okay. It was Gus. It was G-Cat. I love Gus. Gus is great. Look forward to hearing the guys. I don't know if that's a temporary thing. That's a permanent thing this year. JD will do home games. I don't know. I don't know what. I
don't know, man. I need JD yelling that we should baptize people.
I know.
Broadcast.
It does. Yeah, I'm with you.
Gus, great guy and all, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, give me JD. Give me Graf. Give me more Graf.
Jones 10 on the shot clock to Murphy, back to Herb. Herb, one dribble. Give and go to Poole. Reverse layup is in after a little double clutch.
The best thing about Graf I was driving around a little bit last night. I was listening to some of the from the end of the third, start of the fourth. Happened to be in my car for a little bit. And Graf is just living and dying with everything like it's game 78 and you're in a playoff run. It's like, brother, it's one of 82. I mean,
that's why he's the best.
You're like so depressed when they give up a transition bucket or something. 75 feet right to the cup, puts it in. How's that happen?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, he's such a beauty. He's the best part about the Pelicans. Graf is the best part about the Pelicans. Zion at 27. Fears, top 10 pick. Fears scored 17 in his debut.
Off the bench was real good.
Some good stuff. No, off the bench is our morning show.
No, Jordan Fierce came off the bench.
Why don't you clarify that instead of saying the name of the show? Muse. So, Merry Christmas, and the Pels get to lose on Friday to San Antonio. But Wemby scored 40 yesterday. You want to know one good thing about yesterday? DraftKings had a boost on if Wemby so it was Wemby against Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks. It was if Wemby or Flagg scored 25 points. So I made that bet. If either of them scored over 25. So thank you to Wemby. We hit. Can we get a little ding there? There we go. And that sports betting advice is brought to you by Chauncey Billups. And who else got arrested today?
Scary Terry. Terry Rozier.
Yeah, Terry Rozier got arrested today as well. Like 37 people in the sports betting thing. Kash Patel, the FBI director, had a big old press conference announcing all this. Shams was on Get Up, and he was asked if the NBA knew this was coming. Here's Shams.
As of last night, I was told the NBA did not have knowledge of these specific arrests. This has been led by the FBI. The FBI made their arrests early this morning. But the NBA has been investigating Terry Rozier, Malik Beasley. Terry Rozier was cleared by the NBA investigators over the last couple years. That's why he's been playing in games. Malik Beasley, a free agent, has not been cleared by the NBA's investigation. That's been ongoing. As of about 15, 20 minutes ago, I was told Malik Beasley was not taken into custody today as part of these gambling investigations and arrests today.
Bro, Chauncey Billups is accused of working with the mafia to scam people in poker games. Like, Billups was the face. They call him the face card. In all the mafia dealings, he was known as the face card. So Billups would get rich people to come play poker, and the games were all rigged by the mafia. Chauncey, what are you doing? It's the mafia, bro. Like you're an NBA head coach. Are you stupid? Yeah. Well, yes, he is stupid. Yes, that is true. Yes. Although I probably shouldn't say that into a microphone because the mafia may come get me.
They're probably listening.
Cement shoes.
Yeah.
Like
with the fishes.
Bro. Where Ed Ogeron sent J-Boy.
That's
Man, I shouldn't joke about this. I mean, these are federal these are allegations of federal crimes these men have been indicted on. Bro. What? You got Rozier like checking himself out of games so he hits an under. To get like $50K? Brother, $50K?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to go to federal prison over $50K? When you're, check his salary.
That's what I'm doing right. I'm doing it right now.
What does Terry Rozier make? What's his career earnings?
His career earnings per Spotrac, want to give attribution, $160,484,983.
$160 million. Yeah. Now, look, he's got to pay taxes, but down in Florida, no state income tax, and he's got to pay agent fees and all that stuff. But $160 million, and you're worried about $50,000? You're checking yourself out of a game early to hit an under on a prop bet? Are you stupid? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You are.
We've established he's stupid. I mean, I know what people are going to do. People are going to do, oh, you see, it's all rigged. I told you. Like, no, it's not. You've got idiots doing stupid things, but it isn't some like widespread conspiracy where the entire NBA is working to conspire to rob you all of your hard-earned money. You just have dumb people doing dumb things like this. 160 million bones in career earnings. You think Sadiq Bey was on the take when he tried to reach around and strip Ja last night with 39 seconds?
I don't know, man.
I'm not accusing you of anything, Sadiq. I'm just salty, all right? I'm just salty, Sadiq. Sure, you're a great guy. You're going to be a great Pel. No, you're not. Just give me Graf.
The Graf.
It's Sadiq Bey. I know. Give me Sadiq. That's why I set you up.
With Spencer, crosses him over, gets to the rim. Get it to Bey! Cutting from the left baseline and a flush.
Okay.
There's a poker joke in there somewhere.
Oh, there is. Was it a royal flush? Or a straight flush?
All right.
It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance, Southtown, right there in Bluebonnet, across from the Mall of Louisiana and Perkins Row. Beautiful spots in Baton Rouge. Hey, it's a football weekend. If you're coming in town, you know people coming in town, get downtown. Get downtown to Watermark Baton Rouge, especially if you've never been. What an awesome time to discover Watermark Baton Rouge on football weekends. You can stay downtown. And look, Watermark Baton Rouge on 3rd Street, it's so easy to get to campus. I mean, you go up 3rd Street right to Nicholson, and you're just straight shot into campus. Super easy to access Tiger Stadium and campus from downtown. So you can stay at Watermark Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. You can dine at the Gregory. Remember, they've also got Milford's on 3rd, which is the more casual, like sandwich shop restaurant. So 2 dining options, and everything else that's walkable right there on 3rd Street in Florida, right there in downtown. It's the Watermark Baton Rouge in downtown. Check it out today at Watermark Baton Rouge.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Do you think the Mafia thought Chauncey ended in a vowel?
They might have.
Thought he was Italiano?
They might have.
Unbelievable.
Ralph Russo posted a bunch of the the mobsters who were arrested with their nicknames, and some of them are really good. I mean, the mob, they always have the nicknames.
Do we have like Duck in there or anything like
that? We got a Juice. We got a Flappy.
Yeah, like a.
We got a Tony. I mean, of course, we got a Tony. Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right, it's after further review. Amber Wilson, ESPN Radio, will be here in 13 minutes. She'll be in Baton Rouge. ESPN's College Radio, their campus tour hits Baton Rouge this weekend for LSU, Texas A&M. It'll be Amber Wilson and Jonathan Zaslow from Walk-Ons on Burbank Saturday morning from 9 to noon. So make that part of your game day experience. You want to go check them out. Amber will be with us here in about 13 minutes from right now. Lee Sterling later this hour as well. We'll get Lee Sterling's best bets. So every week, Muse, Pauly, and I give you 3 things we're keeping an eye on in the football weekend. We call it What to Watch. Here it is.
Here's what we're watching this football weekend.
All right. Matthew Lucky Musso.
No, not Lucky. No, that's not it.
What was your mob name?
Have you my mob name?
Your mob.
That's what say my mob name?
Mob name.
You don't think it'd just be Maddie or something?
Lucky Lucchesi. Lucky Luciano.
That's probably a real person.
Well, Lucky Luciano was a real person.
I was talking about Lucchesi.
Well, Lucchese's one of the families that
yes.
was not. Anyway.
Anyway. Auburn and Arkansas, man. This one's fascinating for a lot of reasons. I know a lot of people are going to be like, why are you watching Auburn and Arkansas? Well, here's why. Number one, is this the end for Hugh Freeze? We talked about that a couple weeks ago. He lost back-to-back back-to-back home games now. Now you go to face an interim coach. And here's the other thing that I'm watching here, Scone. You'll like this. Center for Auburn. He's out with a torn ACL. This is the first game. You might have a 17-year-old filling in for him or a guy who started every game at right tackle. That line's gone up, by the way, too. Arkansas now 3.5.
Also, that's the Infidelity Bowl. Paulie.
Missouri and Vanderbilt. A few years ago, this was probably the worst SEC matchup you could ask for. This year, it's one of the few ranked-on-ranked matchups of the weekend. Both teams 6-1. This is the first time Vandy is ranked number 10 in the AP Top 25 since 1947. Game day will be in town for the first time since 2008. Can Diego Pavia and the Commodores keep it rolling, or will Bo Pribula and the Mizzou spoil the party?
Lamar Jackson returns. Likely to return this week. Yeah. How about this? The Ravens, despite being 1-5, still have a 41% chance of making the playoffs.
That division sucks so bad.
Oh, man. They're playing the Bears, and the Ravens are a 6.5-point favorite. Can Lamar, in his return, get the Ravens back on track?
11 a.m. kick for South Florida and Memphis. I mean, this is the game where the winner puts themselves in the driver's seat for the group of the group of 6 bid to the playoff. Of course, Memphis coming off the upset loss to UAB. They get South Florida at home, who boasts arguably the best wins of any G6 team so far early in the season. They are, the Bulls, the highest ranked G6 team as of now. This would certainly cement them in the driver's seat. They can knock off a pretty good Memphis team.
I'm watching Giants-Eagles Part 2. 2 weeks ago on Thursday Night Football, Jackson Dart and the Giants smoked the Eagles 34-17. Cam Scatterboo had 3 touchdowns in that game. The Eagles haven't really looked like their juggernaut self many thought they would be over the last few weeks. This game will be in Philly, so it's hard to beat a team twice. Can the Giants do it twice in 3 weeks?
Remember who my Super Bowl pick was?
I do.
Who was it?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
What did they do last week?
They won. They beat the Steelers.
They beat the Steelers. You know who they got this week?
I do. The Jets.
The J-E-T. The 0-7 Jets. Jets. 3-4 on the season. Our steep climb out of the cellar to hand it over to Joey B on a platter and take us all the way to the bowl. The chip. It's happening, Muse. It's happening.
Cowboys, Broncos. This one's very interesting to me for a couple reasons. I think not many people would have expected the Cowboys to be 3-3, actually, through 3-1, through 7 games. But here they are. Dak Prescott's been leading an incredible offense. This is going to be arguably the best defense they've faced so far this season in the Broncos. And the Cowboys' defense has been horrible. But the Broncos' offense has been very good. They were being shut out until that explosion in the fourth quarter a week ago. Which side of the ball takes advantage of the opponent's strength and weakness in this game? I think it's a pretty underrated matchup out there in Denver.
Packers, Steelers, Aaron Rodgers versus former team. He spent the first 18 seasons in Green Bay, won 4 MVPs.
Did he say Green Bay?
Green Bay.
I thought I heard Green Bay.
Probably. Won 4 MVPs, won the Packers' 4th Super Bowl title. He is in his 21st season now. This season, he has 14 touchdown passes through 6 games. That puts him on pace to break Pittsburgh's single-season touchdown passing mark of 34, set by Ben Roethlisberger in 2018.
Okay. And Mike Tomlin's great as a home dog. Great as a home underdog, by the way. I think the most intriguing game of the weekend is Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Ole Miss finally went on the road and played a good team, and they lost to Georgia. Guess what they have to do this week? Go on the road again and play a good team with good defense. I think this is where Ole Miss takes their rightful spot where they are, is not a good team with a terrible defense. And maybe John Mateer against that awful Ole Miss defense begins his resurgence. They won last week on the road against South Carolina. I think this is a huge opportunity for Oklahoma, or is this where Ole Miss can prove that they're just not very good? Or is this where Ole Miss says, not so fast, Scone, you bald idiot. We're awesome. And we're going to win a lot of games. and go to the playoff.
Ew.
With Lane Kiffin.
Ew.
And Whit Weeks will be there cheering on his future father-in-law, wearing Rebel red, white, and blue.
Ew.
With Landry. And Juice.
Juice. The dog, not the mobster. Not the mobster previously mentioned. This is the Kiffin's dog.
Different Juice altogether.
Yes.
Got it. All right, that's what we're watching. We'll circle back on Monday, and I'll let you know how it goes. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Thinking of buying land? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. That's what Macy Rushing did. She and her husband are cattle farmers, first-generation cattle farmers here in Louisiana, and she and her husband have had an awesome time dealing with First South Farm Credit.
They're just good people. They're fun. Normally when I go into the bank, I'm like nervous, like, oh, I got to go pay a bill, or, oh, I have a question. And I walk right in. My kids go grab a sucker. I walk right through the doors to my loan officer's office. He's like, hey, you want to grab lunch? Or at the end of the day, it's a bank and you're there for a reason. But at the end of the day, we've made friends with our loan officers. Overall, it's just been an amazing experience. I've recommended people to them. I've sent people their way. And every single one of my friends has had the exact same experience.
That is Macy Rushing talking about her experience with First South Farm Credit, and yours could be the same. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, be it for agriculture, be it for recreation, or if you're looking to buy that land to build your family's dream home. First South Farm Credit can help. Log on to firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Okay, y'all, it is After Further Review. Thursday shows presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge and all over Louisiana, and soon expanding to Dallas. Excited to tell you more about that for all of our Dallas audience, the Tigers who moved up to Big D. You need concierge nursing services from birth to end-of-life care, everything in between. They come in-home. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. And if you're a physician, highly recommend that you refer your clients to Decision Critical. And if you want to learn more about Decision Critical before you refer your clients, have a conversation with Blasia. She'll come to your office. She would love to meet you, take you to lunch. My personal experience has been incredible. Not only meeting Blasia years ago when she was a CV nurse that helped care for our son, but recently Drew needed blood labs drawn. It's very difficult to do with a special needs child. Their nurses came to our home at 9 p.m. to draw his blood labs. They're amazing. It's Decision Critical. DecisionCriticalBR.com. DecisionCriticalBR.com. Okay, y'all. It is After Further Review. Lee Sterling here in a little more than 15 minutes from right now. We'll get Lee's best bets of the week. Billy Lucci at the top of hour number 3. We opened the show today talking about Texas A&M, and one of the look, A&M inside of a field goal favorite is the stinky line of the week in college football. And so we looked at maybe why that line is where it is. What are the things that we're maybe not looking closely enough at that could be chinks in the armor here for this A&M team? So we'll talk a little bit about that with Lucci coming up in hour number 3. Amber Wilson, ESPN radio host of Amber and Ian and College Football's road show, which will be in Baton Rouge this weekend. She'll join us next here on AFR.
After Further Review.
Let's rev, y'all, home or office. If you want lightning fast internet speeds and an all-fiber network, you want Rev. Oh, did I also mention they're backed by 90 years of flawless service and experience here in the greater Baton Rouge area? Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Prairieville, Plaquemine, Denham, Springfield, Hammond, Ponchatoula, Covington, Mandeville, LaPlace, Reserve, Thibodaux, Houma, LaRose, Grand Isle, all over. Tell you every day to Let's Rev. R-E-V, letsrev.com, letsrev.com. 5 gigs, up to 5 gigs of speed, the reliability of fiber, 90 years of local service, and you have dedicated account representatives for their business customers. So if you want lightning fast internet speeds at your business, Rev can help you there as well. Letsrev.com, R-E-V. It's letsrev.com. Check them out online. Letsrev.com.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com.
Obviously LSU is a really talented football team. It's very challenging to go on the road in this league and win. I think we've talked about that a lot. And I think sometimes too much is made out of single performances without seeing the big picture of that. And so they're a very talented team. They were preseason top 5. I think at one point they climbed to 2 or 3. We fully expect that they're going to give us everything they have and that they're going to be at their very best Saturday night.
Texas A&M coach Mike Elko coming to Baton Rouge. So too are Jonathan Zaslow and Amber Wilson. ESPN Radio's college football campus tour. They'll be at Walk-Ons on Burbank, 9 to noon Saturday. Very pleased to welcome Amber Wilson back to the show. She's also the host of Amber and Ian, which you hear weeknights right here on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge and all over the state of Louisiana. Amber, great to have you. How are you?
I am great. My first time ever heading to Baton Rouge. Isn't that crazy? Because I was on maternity leave last year when College Football Campus Tour, ESPN Radio show that we're doing, of course, from 10 to 1 p.m. on Saturday. I was on maternity leave last year when they were at LSU. So this is my first time actually in Death Valley, and I get a heck of a matchup at night. I am so pumped.
It's bucket list type thing. I remember last year it was for the UCLA game because I went and popped in and did a set with Zaz over at LaBerge when he was there, and you were remote at that time. But Amber, the word is though it's supposed to rain like hell on Saturday night down here. Is that going to dampen you at all?
You know what? It's still Death Valley at night, so I imagine that crowd will still show up and show out even if there's thunderstorms. I just hope the game doesn't get delayed because then that can suck the life out of it. But the weather is certainly going to make things interesting. I don't know. I've been wondering who really that's an advantage for, and I would lean towards LSU, but heck, when it comes to terrible weather, I'm not sure it's really an advantage for any of us.
Yeah, why would you? I was actually thinking about that earlier. If it does rain, that might slow A&M's offense, which is kind of, I think, a big concern down here this week. Why would you think weather could benefit LSU potentially if it happens?
Yeah, that exact reason. We were talking about an LSU team whose identity this season, I mean, maybe against your will, but it's certainly defensively far better right now than you guys are offensively. And so typically the weather favors the defensive strategy there because with Texas A&M, they do tend to try to be dynamic offensively, and I do think that you could see Marcel Reed try to do a little bit too much if the weather's really terrible. And then, of course, I think with that environment anyways, you're talking about Elko and Reed having to go to Death Valley at night. I mean, I understand what they've done this season has been pretty incredible, and I'm not taking anything away from them, but it's a whole different ball game what we're going to see on Saturday night, regardless of the weather. And maybe the weather just adds to it, frankly.
Amber, our audience may not know this, but if I remember correctly, you're also a Gator. How is it possible that you've never been to Baton Rouge?
I am. I actually have a Gator sweatshirt on right now. I am a diehard Gator. So I am that. I know. I don't know how, honestly. I've obviously been to most of the SEC schools. I just have never been to Baton Rouge, which is crazy. So I am so excited. It's one of the first things I said in the preseason to our producers putting the show together. I said, we're going to Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah.
I need to make it to Death Valley. And so I am so excited to check that off my list.
Make sure you follow her on Twitter at Amber W Sports. She's Amber Wilson. Good enough to hang out with us for a couple minutes here. Y'all, every week you go around college football and you're in a different market and get to see great venues and great games. It's been such an interesting year, Amber, because I've kind of said I think like the ceiling in college football is lowered and the floor has been raised and everyone's sort of compressed toward the middle. Do you have a big, maybe one big takeaway through 7 weeks of the college football season so far, either on a team or just college football as a whole?
Well, I think what we need to get used to is that even the good teams are going to lose. And maybe that is something I should be saying directly to your fan base when it comes to Brian Kelly, because I think that we're just living in this era now where you drop a game to Vandy, you drop a game to Ole Miss, and you could still easily find yourself in a college football playoff. And really, that's what matters. In an expanded playoff system, in an NIL and transfer portal era, when there is more parity, like you said, and at any given time, these other teams that we kind of traditionally can't wrap our heads around, they can actually be good. And there could actually be no shame in losing to those teams. And we are not there mentality-wise yet. And I do think that we're going to get there where we kind of we let go of, the 2010s and we realized, hey, this is genuinely a new era. And it's not if you lose, it's when you're going to lose and who you're going to lose to, and also who you're going to beat. And obviously this matchup for you guys on Saturday night goes a long way. It feels like a must win, which is weird to say, but the amount of just visceral narrative that we are going to hear around Brian Kelly if he loses to another top 5 team versus all of a sudden LSU's back in the mix, right, and they're fine if you just squeak it out. I mean, if you win by a point, right? Or, if the ball bounces one direction as opposed to another, all of a sudden the entire narrative shifts around the season. And some of the swing of that pendulum is because we haven't fully let go of a totally bygone era now because of the amount of parity that there is.
Amber, who's the best team that you've seen in college football so far this year? Either in person on the college football campus tour or on TV?
I have no idea. And that's being honest. I mean, I guess I have to say Ohio State. That's where we started our season. And so they beat Texas, obviously, in that home opener. And they looked good doing it. What is Texas, And so at the time, I thought that was an amazing performance by Ohio State. And so that's all part of this, too, is it's so much harder to analyze than it ever used to be, which makes it more fun. And there's so many more fan bases that get to be engaged so much later in the season. But even the good teams, you don't really know how good they are. So I guess I will say Ohio State. I honestly, though, if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, would have said Miami. Yeah. And look at what happened against Louisville. And that's, again, just the era that we're living in.
That's a great point. I would have agreed with you, by the way, about Miami as the best team I'd seen. Their win, obviously, over Notre Dame, and the way they handled Florida State, it's obviously before Florida State lost again, was so impressive. Amber Wilson's with us for a couple more minutes at Amber W Sports. If you want to give her a follow, you can meet Amber and Jonathan Zaslow Saturday, 9 to noon Central at the Walk-Ons on Burbank, right there by campus. You know where Walk-Ons is. They'll be there broadcasting ESPN Radio's college football campus tour. Amber, when people come by, it's pretty cool. They'll be able to see the broadcast, meet you guys, take pictures and stuff if they want to do that?
Yeah, we would love for them to do that. It's really cool. We broadcast out of a Airstream that we turned into a radio studio, so the side of it opens up and you can see us. It's really cool. We also have some of our sponsors that help us with the road show, like Monster Energy is going to be out there, and ServPro will be out there. So there's games out there. There's free garb that they give away out there. So it's a good time. Definitely come stop by. We love that, and we'll be able to say hi to you guys. Give me a thought on I don't know if you want to give a pick, but maybe a key or who wins and why Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. You got a thought on it yet? Well, I do, but we do give our picks on the show on Saturday. So you got to tune in for that. Trying to get a little something, just a little preview. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, listen, on paper, let's be honest, Texas A&M has a lot of advantages here in this matchup, and your O-line being banged up is not particularly helpful. Yeah. But I think what can't be accounted for on paper is those intangibles, like it's night and Death Valley. And you have a very desperate LSU team that it feels like is in a must-win situation with a head coach who could be on a hot seat. And because of all of those factors, those are sort of the X factors that I think changes the narrative. So I'm not going to go ahead and give a pick, but I do think that this one, from an analysis perspective, there's one way you can go, which is sort of the academic football perspective, and then there's the other way, which is just it's college football, baby. And college football is going to happen, and there's definitely always intangibles that factor in. Man, those odds makers out in Vegas know a little something, too. I don't think many people thought this line would open up 1.5. I know it's at 2.5 now, but I think we're in for a hell of a night Saturday night in Tiger Stadium and a great day around campus. Hopefully some beautiful weather. Amber Wilson will be here, part of ESPN Radio's college football campus tour. She and Jonathan Zaslow from Walk-Ons on Burbank. 9 to noon Central. Y'all get by and see the gang over there this weekend. Amber, safe travels. We'll look forward to seeing you this weekend. Thanks. See you guys this weekend. Of course. Be well. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing. ParishBuilt.com. ParishBuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. It's Parish Construction and Roofing. It's me and Terrio and Tilly and Joe and our whole staff over there. We'd love to help you out, commercial or residential. Remember,
repairs, replacements, but we also can help you with gutters. We fabricate our own metal, so we make our own gutters. We do soft wash as well. We can not only soft wash your roof, which will clean it, but your whole home, the exterior of your home, your driveway, everything. This is something that's really good to do like every 6 months. Matt Q and our whole staff over there at Parish Construction Roofing would love to help you out. So, got an issue with your roof? We'd love to help. ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. From claim to clean up, we can do it all. ParishBuilt.com. Parish Construction Roofing. Do business with someone you know. ParishBuilt.com. Okay, y'all. It is After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Billy Lucci in 20 minutes from right now. Quick break. When we come back, Lee Sterling, his best bets for the football weekend, including a pick on LSU and Texas A&M. We'll get to that next on AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing.
After Further Review.
Hey, y'all, it is about that time. Woke up this morning, it was 48 degrees. We had to put long sleeves on Drew when I brought him to school this morning. We're getting to that time now where you're going to crank up your heater. And if you have not yet had your preseason heater safety check, it's past due. Like, it's time. And especially if you cannot remember the last time you had a heater safety check, you got to call River Cities 1 hour and get this done, y'all. You'll see the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. They're all over town. Mention the Moscona special. Mention the show. They'll knock $30 off the price. But there's so many reasons to do this. Of course, it'll lower your energy bills by making your heater more efficient. It'll extend the life of your unit, which who wouldn't want that? And then most importantly, it's going to keep you and your family and your home safe. River Cities 1 hour air, 752-0001.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalVR.com.
Place your bets, gentlemen.
It's time to head to the window.
Don't gamble it all in one place.
This is Lee Sterling's Best Bets, brought to you by Paramount Sports.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Lee Sterling joins us now. Lee, as always, we appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good. Actually, I had this question asked to me, well, other than the gambling thing today, by 3 other shows. What would you put the chances right now, at this moment, that we see Brian Kelly get fired at the end of the year?
I would put it at 0%. He's not getting fired. They're not.
Zero.
They're not spending $53
The number
million.
is what, $60 million?
But
is that why?
It'll be
Something
about
like that?
it'll be about 53, and there's no appetite to do it. They've lost two. They've lost 2 road conference games to ranked teams. Cooler heads among the decision makers will prevail over fans.
Good.
But this will be a massive weekend, obviously. So we'll get to LSU and A&M in a smidge. Texas, Mississippi State. The Longhorns, it hasn't looked great, but they're still playing mathematically for everything. They're a 7.5 favorite here over the Bulldogs. What do we think about the Longhorns in that number?
Yeah, and looks a little bit not quite, maybe worse, obviously, than LSU. I don't think you can fix the offense at this point. You can't just all of a sudden wave a wand at it and it improves. So I've been on teams that were at this level and it didn't get better. Last year they were a 37-point favorite in this game. Just shows you how much Texas has regressed and Mississippi State has improved here. They're outside the top 100 in EPA per play, offensive success rate, passing success rate. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I think there's another one-score game. Reminds me of the Kentucky game last week. Texas, 24-20. They'll be lucky to win.
Okay. Vandy, game day's in Nashville. Vandy, Mizzou, another ranked team. Vandy's favorite again, Lee. 2.5, a short number there. Thoughts on the Commodores hosting the Missouri Tigers?
They might hold this game day at the library. That's where they probably attract the biggest crowd here. Smart kids go there. But I think it's deserving. I think this is going to be a good game. I call this game I came this close to beating Alabama. Both teams had their chances.
Yep.
Anything that Missouri quarterback Bo Perbilla can do, 11 touchdowns, 210 rushing yards, Diego Pavia can just do better. 15 touchdowns, 438 yards. Now you see, if you watch Missouri the last couple weeks, why Corbell couldn't win the job at Penn State. He just does not read defenses at a high level. So that's a problem. Ahmad Hardy, not able to get on track the last couple of weeks after gaining 730 yards the first 5 weeks, just 52 and 58 yards. Main reason they won last week was Auburn missed 3 out of 4 field goals. Vandy stays in contention for a college football playoff berth. They are a football school. Vandy 30-24.
Lee Sterling's with us, ParamountSports.com. The almost beat Alabama crowd. Well, a member of that crowd a year ago was South Carolina. Probably should have won the game down in Tuscaloosa. Right. Bama is a 2-touchdown road favorite, 13.5 in Columbia. Gamecocks getting healthy. Bama, maybe an exhale spot. Big number. What do you think?
If they had an offensive line, I'd be backing them. That offensive line is offensive. Now they lost one of their best offensive linemen, Casey Henry. He's out, the right tackle. They're already down their offensive line coach, defensive line coach. They just don't want to engage. Here's what happened. They had a certain amount of money in NIL, and they used it mainly on Lenore Sellers and edge rusher Dylan Stewart. And the rest of the positions they basically whiffed on. So these guys just are not difference makers here. They're only running the ball for 3 yards per carry. And Ty Simpson, a sterling. Get that, a sterling. 18-1 touchdown to interception ratio here. Roll Tide, 34-10.
He is Lee Sterling with us here at ParamountSports.com. The game that I am most interested in watching this weekend, aside from Texas A&M LSU, is Oklahoma Ole Miss. Ole Miss finally went on the road, played a good team. They lost to Georgia. Well, guess what? They have to do it again now. They're going to go on the road and play Oklahoma in Norman. Sooners are 4.5-point favorite. Big opportunity, I think, for both these teams. How do you see it?
Yep, and this is probably an eliminator. Ole Miss's defense, I thought, got exposed in the second half, couldn't get off the field, and allowed Georgia, who is, I think, a mediocre offense this year, to score in every single possession. They were on the field for 80 plays, and now they're going to face a better quarterback in John Mateer. OU might have the best defense in the SEC, and they're playing at home here. Mateer, a couple weeks ago, as we now realize, was not ready to play. Shouldn't have put him in against Texas, but he's getting healthier every week. I like Oklahoma at home, 30-23.
All right, so a win and a cover there. Sooners by a touchdown. We'll get to LSU A&M in just a sec, but I see you got Saints Bucks. You got a thought on that too?
It's not going to be easy. Won't be pretty, but I mean, you got to give credit to what this Bucks coaching staff has been able to do as far as get by injuries. In the same way with Kellen Moore, his work with Spencer Rattler, only 1 interception on the year. But now you got to piece together a whole offensive rushing attack without your center, Eric McCoy, running back Kendre Miller, and Alvin Kamara. I just think it's too tough here, and I think Baker will finally bail his team out here. I like Tampa Bay. It's not going to be pretty. 16-10.
Oh. What a miserable game I'd have to watch. So like the under as well, maybe in that one. All right, ParamountSports.com, ParamountSports.com. All right, Lee, LSU, Texas A&M. This is the Tiger season. If they want to make the playoffs, for all intents and purposes, they got to win out. It starts Saturday. Short number, kind of a stinky line, 2.5. Aggies at Tigers. How do you see it?
Yeah, Marcel Reed, this was his coming out party last year.
Yeah.
After they inserted him, his 3 touchdown drives were the difference here. LSU's defense couldn't get off the field last week, which surprised me a little bit, facing Diego Pavi, who is good. But, you know, when you're on the field for 37 out of 60 minutes, now you got to face, I think, a more balanced and a more dynamic offense here. Marcel Reed is bigger, stronger, faster, has a more lively arm here, and 2 better receivers. Not a better tight end, but a much better receiver here. The heat's on right now, and LSU, just like Texas, I don't think their offense all of a sudden is going to produce 30, 35 points. They will be without their left tackle. A&M 10th in pressure rate, and A&M 4th in sacks here. I like A&M 31-20.
31-20 for the Aggies, double-digit win. That would put a fork in the Tigers if it goes down that way. You want to bet along, you can. Lee, let's remind folks about ParamountSports.com. What you got cooking over there?
Yep. Just if you want to get involved, we've got a free play. you want to get a game for tonight. Game we love tonight, Minnesota.
Okay.
They're going to be traveling to take on the Chargers. So you want to get that game for free? Call 800-400-9741. And how about this? Last 5 Sundays, we're 23-2.
Ooh!
5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 4-1, and 4-1. It's called Lee's NFL Sunday Golden Ticket.
Oh.
4 weeks, 5 games every week, just $197. If you haven't signed up by now, I don't know what you're waiting for. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
ParamountSports.com, ParamountSports.com. And again, if you want tonight's play for free, 800-400-9741. It really is easy. Like, it's a recorded message. You just call the number, and he'll give you the number. 800-400-9741. Thank you, Lee.
Okay, be good.
All right, man. Good luck this weekend. Not that Lee needs it. My guy is in fuego. What a run. All right, it's after further review. We're putting a button here on hour number 2. We're presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing, not only in Baton Rouge, all over Louisiana, and the Dallas office opening soon. Learn more, decisioncriticalbr.com. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. Decisioncriticalbr.com. Billy Lucci, right after SportsCenter.
AFR.
Love telling you about Shawbill's Tire and Auto Service, ShawbillsTire.com, ShawbillsTire.com. Hey, a couple of things to remember. A buddy Martin texted me last week. They're running a special on a set of 4 Michelin tires through the end of this month. So through Halloween, you're going to get stacked mail-in rebates and free installation when you use your Shawbill's credit card. You'll save just a hair under $300 on a set of 4 new Michelin tires. You want to learn more? You can at ShawbillsTire.com, ShawbillsTire.com, or just walk into any Shawbill's location near you. You can find the location nearest you online. You can schedule service online. You can shop tires online. You can see all of their deals online. It's super easy. You just go to ShawbillsTire.com. So if you need tires or schedule service for your vehicle, ShawbillsTire.com. Hit the promotions tab at the top of the page. You'll see all their specials. Shawbill's Tire and Auto Service. It's Shawbill's, where we keep you rolling.